Hi everyone, I'm Shruti and I live in Singapore, and today I'm making you the most popular South Indian breakfast called Idli Sambar. Idlis are nothing but fluffy, savory rice cakes, and sambar is a spicy, tangy vegetable stew made with lentils. So let's get cooking. So for the sambar, we need a cup of pigeon peas, that is tur dal, cooked in some water. We need a spoon of tamarind paste dissolved in 3/4 cup of water. We need a small carrot roughly chopped. We need some drumsticks. We need some small onions. We need a few curry leaves. We also need French beans and 1 or 2 small aubergines chopped roughly. We need the sambar powder. We need some jaggery, we need salt, and we need some hing, that is asafoetida. So let's begin with the sambar first, which is the stew. So by the time we let it cook for some time, we can get to the idlis in the later part of the episode. So now I'm going to start with the sambar. I'm going to start with a good tablespoon of oil. Any cooking oil would do. And once this is heated up, I am going to season this with some mustard seeds, some curry leaves, and some asafoetida. So now our oil is heated up. I am going to add a teaspoon of mustard seeds, and I'm going to let them splutter. So now the mustard seeds are spluttering. I'm going to add the curry leaves. Move them around. Just be careful. Curry leaves tends to splutter a lot in hot oil. I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of the asafoetida, the hing, and now I'm going to add the vegetables all together. You can use whatever vegetable is available to you in your refrigerator. This is a good quick cleaning recipe. So you can add broccoli, cauliflower, you can even add capsicum, you can add okra, you can add potatoes. Okay, I'm going to cover this for about a minute. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt. Now I'm going to add a few spices. So I'm just going to reduce the flame, and I'm going to add just a little bit of turmeric powder, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon, just for the color. And I'm going to add about 2 heaped spoons of sambar powder. Now sambar powder is easily available in any Indian grocery store, and it's a mix of different spices like pepper, peppercorn, turmeric, chilies, fenugreek seeds. So this is going to add a lot of flavor to our sambar. You can have the one that is homemade as well as you can have the ready-made one. Now I have soaked a small bowl of tamarind in about 3/4 cup of water, and I have extracted all of the pulp. And you can use ready-made tamarind paste and dilute it with some water as well. So I'm going to add this whole thing to the veggies. I'm just going to top it up with a little bit of water, just 1/4 cup. And I'm going to let this cook for about 10 minutes until the veggies are almost cooked.
I have soaked 1 cup of urad dal, that is black gram, in a few cups of water. And I have soaked 4 cups of short grain rice with 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in about a few cups of water as well. So I have let this soak for about 4 to 5 hours, and after I have soaked them, I have ground them separately in a mixer grinder until really fine. So for the urad dal, I have used about a cup of water, and for the rice, I have used about 1.5 to 2 cups of water. And after I have ground them finely, I have poured this into one pan, and I have mixed this really well with my hand for a good 2 to 3 minutes. You have to do this to get very good soft idlis and crispy dosas. So do not skip this process. and I have let this ferment overnight.
So while the sambar is boiling and getting ready to eat, I'm going to quickly finish off the idlis. So the idli batter, as I have explained to you that I did last night, has fermented really well, and the consistency of the batter is supposed to be very thick. So make sure you take care of how much water you add to your soaked pulses, the rice and the urad dal the night before, because you don't want to add a lot of water while you grind them. Make sure it's a thick batter. It's exactly like the pancake batter, and you don't need to add any extra water to this. So I have added a little bit of salt, and this is the idli mold that we get in the market. You can, if you don't have any access to this, you can also steam them in small bowls. Keep some water beneath the plate and steam it in a deep pan. So I have my idli cooker ready there, which I want you to see. So this is the idli vessel. I have added a little bit of water in that, about 1.5 cups, and I'm going to boil it really well. I have greased my idli molds with a little bit of ghee or oil, as you may please, so so that the idli can just come off easily. So I am going to pour a ladle full of batter and fill up the molds. Once the water starts boiling, I'm going to just keep the plate, and I'm going to steam this for exactly 15 to 20 minutes depending on the size of the vessel you have. So let's get back to our sambar. I cooked this for about 10 to 15 minutes, and as you can see, the veggies have completely softened up and the veggies look cooked and nice. The aubergine is nice and soft. So now I'm going to add the cooked lentils. So I have cooked this lentil. This is pigeon paste, tur dal, that's what we call it in India, and I have cooked this along with 1 tomato. So I have taken about 1 cup of tur dal, washed it clean with water, added 3 cups of water and 1 whole tomato chopped in it, and I have pressure cooked this for about 20 minutes, and I have cooked this really nice and soft, as you can see, and I have completely mashed this well. So the tomato has also completely become mushy and it's dissolved in it. So I'm going to add the whole thing to it. I'm just going to wash off the dal in the vessel, and I'm adding about half a cup of extra water. So I'm going to taste the seasonings. It needs a little more salt. So I'm adding about half a teaspoon more. One small twist is that the way my grandmother made it, we always added a small teaspoon of jaggery. You can add brown sugar or you can add white sugar if you don't have any of this, just to balance out the spices, the tang, and make it a well-rounded dish. So I'm going to add a few raw curry leaves. I'm just going to rip them apart with my hands. I'm just going to add them for extra fragrance and flavor. So I'm going to wait, and I'm going to boil this for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm just going to cover this. So now you can see that my sambar is boiling really well. It is completely ready. If you like it more runny than this, please go ahead and add a little bit of water, and I'm going to garnish this with a lot of chopped coriander. So now I'm turning off the flame. It's been about 15 to 20 minutes, and I'm going to open the lid carefully, and I'm just going to let the steam go out. So one trick that I have learned from my grandmother or my mother, that I have to dip my spoon in cold water. Just hold this with a napkin or your oven mittens, and I'm just going to spoon it over, yes, and I'm just going to turn it over the plate, and I'm going to do that for the others as well. The idli sambar is finally ready to eat, and I want to show you how amazingly soft and fluffy these idlis are. I'm just going to break one and show you, and it's super fluffy and steaming hot. So you can dump this in the sambar whole, or you can just dip it and have it. You can even enjoy this with some coconut chutney. So I'm going to have it because I can't wait. It's super yummy and fulfilling. The sambar is spicy, sweet, tangy. It's got a lot of flavor from the vegetables. Make this, try it at home. Let me know how you like it and keep watching my recipes. Thanks for watching.